first selection in the 2017 entry draft, the New Jersey Devils are proud to welcome from the Halifax Mooseheads, Nico Hischier.
The Philadelphia Flyers with the second overall pick.
Philadelphia selects from the Western Hockey League's Brandon Wheat Kings, Nolan Patrick.
Are pleased to select from HIFK of the Finnish Liga, Miro Heiskanen.
There's your first defenseman.
Well, if I go back and I look at what the Dallas Stars have done recently, you look at their last 6 picks. Riley Tuck.
Proud to select from Brooks, their Alberta Junior Hockey League, Cale Makar.
So, a lot like we saw the first overall pick in Nico Hischier, who worked his way into consideration. Security, here's Jim Benning.
We would like to welcome all our fans at our draft party at Rogers Arena. And with our first selection, we select from Timrå, Elias Peterson.
165 pounds, 6'1", but not a lot of weight there. Played in the second division.
Winterhawks of the Western Hockey League, Cody Glass.
A couple of nights ago in Vegas, the NHL Awards, and then the expansion draft, you looked at that list that the
select from HV71, Lias Andersson.
You know, this is a player that has earned a top 10 selection because he went about this the hard way. He has a family connection in Sweden with the hockey club, and he chose to play for a different organization than his dad did because he wanted to earn the ice time, earn the opportunity himself. He'll go back and he'll play for Frölunda.
You know what? Sabres are pleased to select from Eden Prairie, Casey Middlestad.
This is an interesting pick because of decisions and then production from Casey Middlestad. Sam.
Following the path of Riley Tufte, who was selected 25th overall by the Dallas Stars last year, you had a guy who was born in Minnesota, and the Minnesota thing really plays heavy. So he wanted to go back, he wanted to continue to be a kid, wanted to be with his buddies, wanted to play in high school, but he also enabled himself the opportunity to go into the USHL and play there as well. And that's where scouts really had to hunker down and watch him to see him against higher level of competition. He said that playing in the USHL was actually a bit easier for him because he had better players and older players with which to play with. Whereas when he went and played in Eden Prairie, he was the guy, he was the focal point, the center of attention, who could show off all of his individual skills. I think there was some concern about this pick when you go back and look at how committed is he going to be. And it wasn't just the high school decision, but when we saw him.
This is our first draft without our passionate owner, Mr. I. So on behalf of the Illich family, Ken Hall and the Detroit Red Wings are proud to select from the Tri-City Americans of the Western Hockey League, Michael Rasmussen.
Select from the Mississauga Steelheads, Owen Tippett.
Owen Tippett, one of those 8 players selected to sit behind the stage in the green room. Emotional moment for Dale Talon, former Blackhawk broadcaster as well as general manager. He assembled a lot of the players that are part of this 3-time Stanley Cup team. But the Florida Panthers, with
11th section in the 2017 entry draft, the Los Angeles Kings select from the OHL, Windsor Spitfires, Gabriel Filardi.
Mark announces the pick, and this fell into their lap with Gabe Vilardi slipping down as far as he did.
Doesn't he fit right into their program, though? He's big, he can handle a puck, he can make a play, has a good release, and a real nice hockey sense. You know, for him, he's one of the guys you like because he has that smile on his face all the time. He loves the game of hockey, and that's what you like in young players. He has a passion for the game.
From the Czech Republic, Martin Ničas.
Guy that had some experience playing with men, also has leaned on the experience of players who have come over and played in the National Hockey League. Martin Erat as well. So he's been tutored, he's been molded.
Yeah. Another project for sure. He's another slight frame player, but what you love about him is the fact that he competes. And, you know, I look to another countryman in David Pastrnak with the Boston Bruins. You know, how he came over, he built up his frame a little bit, he could skate, he could shoot, and he competed on pucks, and that's where
Nick Suzuki.
Owen Sound in the Ontario Hockey League.
The Vegas Golden Knights, I think, were really lucky to be able to pick up Scott Luce and Aaron Janelle. Those guys formerly worked with Gerard Gallant in the Florida Panthers as their head scout, director of scouting. And so when those guys got let go from the Florida Panthers, when they went in that analytics direction for a couple of minutes, the Las Vegas Golden Knights snuck in. They grabbed those guys, and with the experience of some of the players they've drafted, it was a home run for George McPhee. Now I'm looking at a guy in Nick Suzuki that plays in every situation, makes everybody around him better. The Owen Sound
pleased to select from Sweden, Eric Brandstrom.
George isn't even waiting around anymore. Right to business.
He's becoming Tim Murray.
It's old news for him.
They've been working long and hard at this, that's for sure.
So there's 3 picks. If Cody Glass went 6 Portland Winterhawks to the Vegas Golden Knights.
Calgary Flames are proud to select from Tri-City of the Western Hockey League, Juuso Välimäki.
Okay, Bob. Juuso Välimäki from Finland. It's a big night here for Finnish prospects in the first round of the draft.
Finland's just a factory right now. There's no country given their
Toronto proud to announce from Sweden, Timothy Liljegren.
All right, so Timothy Liljegren from Sweden, the defenseman. We talked about Hischier rising up the rankings from a mid-first round pick to number 1. This is a guy who was preseason number 2. Then he was ranked 16th. He gets taken here at 17.
Star-crossed season for Timothy Liljegren. You know, Mark Hunter told me, he said he went over to Sweden to watch him play. He said, I got him in 1 game for 4.
Bruins are proud to select from JYP, Finnish Elite League, Urho Vakanainen.
And Pierre, the party in Finland continues.
3rd defenseman in the first round for the Finns. Pretty impressive, top 18. We saw what happened last year. 3 of the top 5 picks were Finnish players. 3 defensemen, exceptional skater. He can really get the puck under pressure and get it.
So like to select from the U.S. program, Josh Norris.
So Josh Norris is the pick. 3rd American selected, Middlestad, Cal Foot. Bob, we are counting Cal Foot as an American here because he was born in America, raised in America, brought up in the American system. And now Josh Norris. So you look at Josh Norris, you draft him, and you look to the future. What are you projecting?
I'm projecting an Alexander Barkov type player. He's got excellent hockey.
proud to select from the Spokane Chiefs, Kyler Yamamoto.
And there it is. Right, Kyler Yamamoto is a player that you love. Is this man crush number 2 of the night?
He's a smiling assassin. He's always got a smile on his face. He's got one thing on his mind when he's playing hockey. What I got to do to take you out and win the game for my team. He's got exceptional skating.
From the Charlottetown Islanders, Pierre-Olivier Joseph.
Pierre-Olivier Joseph is the pick. You look at Arizona, and they need a captain.
That's his brother Matthew, who was drafted by the Tampa Bay Lightning, played for Team Canada at the World Junior Championships. Let me tell you, I'm just going to give you a name of who Pierre-Olivier Joseph reminds me of in style. Matthias Ekholm. So he's long and lean. It took Matthias a little bit of time to physically mature and find his way to the NHL. He can skate, he can think.
Casino. With our first selection, the Winnipeg Jets are proud to select Christian Vesalainen, Frölunda, Swedish Elite League.
Christian Vesalainen, Swedish Elite League, but another Finnish-born player, 2017 World Under-18 Championship. He was the leading scorer, the most valuable player. And when you consider the last 2 World Under-18 MVPs, Clayton Keller and then Austin Matthews right before that.
Elmer, I'd like to make this pick from St. Cloud, Ryan Paling.
So another American player selected, Ryan Palin from Lakeville, Minnesota. Went up to college early and then went to St. Cloud State.
He did, and now he's going to join us in exchange for 29 and 70, which is a 3rd-round pick, so you get to get excited again. We'll be back.
From Boston University, Jake Ottinger.
Like I said, a goalie.
Ontario Hockey League, Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, Morgan Frost.
So Morgan Frost is the pick, center from Canada. Thomas Plekanec, a comparison that's been put out there. He models his game after Mikael Granlund. This is interesting, son of one of Canada's best-known rock radio personalities.
Making our selection, the Ottawa Senators would like to thank the Chicago Blackhawks and the City of Chicago for their hospitality. The Ottawa Senators are proud to select les sénateurs d'Ottawa sont très fiers de choisir Shane Bowers from Waterloo of the USHL.
Going to Boston University, tremendous work habits, kid from the Maritimes, went to the USHL, gonna go play in hockey.
And the future of our hockey team, Kenner, you want to do the honors?
Just remember, I went 2 spots higher than Johnny, so. With the 29th pick, the Chicago Blackhawks select Henry Jokiharju.
What a cool moment. What a way to enter the league for Henry Jokiharju. And again, another Finnish player, the 5th Finnish player.
It's in the Nashville Bridgestone Arena, the best catfish throwing fans in the league. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Jeff Kelty, our chief amateur scout, who will make our selection.
Nashville Predators select from the Sioux City Musketeers, Eli Tolvanen.
Eli Tolvanen from guess where? Finland.
There's number 6. We'd wait a long time. You know what? It's not very long for us between the 17th pick, where we had him general vicinity to go, to the 30th pick for the Nashville Predators. It's a lifetime for him.
5 was the last draft in which
St. Louis Blues are proud to select from the Moscow Dynamo, Klim Kostin.
There's your Russian, Liam.
There it is.
That's a long time to wait for that kid. He knew there was a chance. You have shoulder surgery in late January, and you miss basically the balance of the season. There is the Russian factor. I mean, we talked about it earlier with Valerie Nichushkin from the Dallas Stars. Didn't like the way things were going with Dallas. Said, you know what, I've got an option to go to the KHL. I'm going home. Not to say he won't come back, not to say he's